All right, everybody, welcome to the RIB Report. This is a collaboration between engineering and marketing at Functional Devices. My name is Sam Clennert, and I am the sales engineer at Functional Devices. We will start promptly here. So before I get started, though, introducing myself too much, let me introduce Functional Devices. If you don't know us, we are a manufacturer of over 700 quality electronic devices for the building controls, HVAC, lighting, fire and security, and wireless markets. And we are located just north of Indianapolis, roughly an hour, and central Indiana, and founded in 1969. So it's been over 50 years that Functional Devices has been around. Now, a little bit of company history here. Back in 1969, Albert Rittman founded Functional Devices, and just a couple of different devices that he got the ball rolling, and then came up with, in 1990, the original Relay in a Box was released. So that really started RIB out, and from there, it's been a great run. In 1997, the first current sensors and lighting control products were released. So that got us started in the market of doing some sensing and feedback in the building automation systems. And another date I wanted to highlight here is in 2012. So we started in Rushville, Indiana, and we opened up a second facility in Sharpsville, Indiana, about 30 minutes away from Rushville. And so at plant 2 in 2015, a couple of big things happened. One, at plant 2 in Sharpsville became the home of everything Functional Devices. And 2, you don't see it here, but yours truly, myself, started full time as an engineer in June of 2015. So big deal there, I'd have to say. And so here I am, me, Sam Clennert here. So that's how you spell my last name, Clennert. And it's not real popular there, German background, but started, like I said, in 2015 as a design engineer. And so what did that look like? Well, I was designing, testing, and doing research on everything RIB and any new products that would come down the pipeline and all sorts of research. Really, really great opportunity. And it's been lately, it hasn't even been a year yet that I've now been a sales engineer. So I have made a move, a little bit of an advancement in Functional Devices after being here for 5 years almost, and have this title as sales engineer. And I'm also doing some product training, which this is what this slideshow today, this webinar entails, kind of product training on what we have to offer. Another hat I wear is UL correspondent. So UL, Underwriters Laboratory. And if you look at probably any lamp that you have in your house, any electrical device, if the company did their due diligence, they would get it tested and approved by UL. That's Underwriters Laboratory. And we do the same with nearly all of our products that we offer. UL is a big deal, and I'm doing the communication back and forth with UL as new products are designed, those get tested, and it's a lot of interesting communication that happens between the engineers, coworkers, engineers, and then the engineers at UL. And finally, tech support. So if you call in with a question, anything RIB related, then most likely you'll talk to me, and I'm happy to serve and help problem solve, which is one thing that I like about my job, problem solving and interactions with people that use our product, the end users. And it is a joy to be able to hear how our products are used and the cool applications that I hear about pretty much on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. Also, I'm still working with product development and engineering as I'm kind of the ear to the ground with what's happening out there, the feedback that customers have, and kind of giving that over to engineering and saying, hey, maybe we could tweak this about our product and make it just a little bit more better, a little bit better there. But and also collaboration with sales and marketing, and being able to work with all those great people in our internal sales and marketing departments, and helping them to understand rib product even better, and to be able to answer your guys' questions when sometimes I can't. So when I get tech calls, a lot of people say, hey, I've heard about this rib product and I'm familiar with it, but what's so great about it? And the big thing that comes to mind is reliability. Our product is designed with quality in mind, and that's from the foundation with the engineers. They are designing circuit boards and enclosures and anything else that goes with our product with the mindset of this has got to last, this has got to be proven and tested. And again, we're taking our stuff to UL, so they really run it through the ringer to make sure that our product is safe and reliable. And so not only designed with quality in mind, but our product is tested. Each one is tested after it is completely assembled, and we call it our final functional test. Every single one of them, not one in a batch, but every one of those. And that's worth it when it goes to say that our product has quality, and it is quality product. And that's we do that to serve our customers and make sure that it's good product. And so with that, our product, because it comes pre-packaged sometimes and has some of the necessary components on it to work in a system, it saves time, and that time savings comes in the form of whoever's installing the product. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to do so, and as we know, time is money, and when you don't have to spend a lot of time installing a product, then that saves money. That saves time. That person is not out there trying to figure out and doing all this wiring for our products. Also, ease of installation, that kind of goes with that time saving. And also made in the USA, right here in Sharpsville, Indiana, to product quality product that made right here in the US and shipped right here from out of Indiana. And also something new is this 5-year warranty that we have. Also, our product is functional on all systems, whether that's building automation system or controlling peripheral products and like I think about BACnet and things like that. We make sure it's functional in all those systems and will work as expected. Also, our sales and engineering support is, as I said, that's in-house, but local right there. And later on, you'll see all those key members of the sales and engineering teams. You'll see that later on in this presentation, this webinar. But I work with each one of these people nearly every day, if not once a week, and that's a big deal too, having in-house sales and engineering support. And another big thing about rib is the custom products that sometimes somebody says, I like this about this particular relay. However, if it was tweaked in such a way, then I'd be buying a lot more. And we're willing to work with a customer. If they have a specific need, then we will do our best to meet that need. And then same day shipping. For most of our items, we have that same day shipping. not only is production in-house, but also shipping. And those products are just flying out of the shipping dock nearly every day. So it's all these qualities that are wrapped up in this RIB, RIB name. So we kind of have a little bit of a claim to fame in the pre-packaged products area. So again, this pre-packaged, it's making installation easy, and we like to say that we have this trifecta going on: the relays, current sensors, and power supplies, our RIB trifecta. We have our relays that with the LED indicators. There's an option of the override switches, even high and low voltage separation to keep class 2 low voltage separate from the high voltage on that's maybe a 120 volt motor or anything like that. Also, they come in a pre-wired or track mount version, and pretty new also is the DIN rail relays that we offer, and convenience right there. Also current sensors. So we have the standalone current sensors and even relay and sensor in one box. They all have the LED indicators and also enclosure or track mount there. And finally, power supplies, this third portion of the trifecta. We have our single and dual transformer power supplies. We have, again, those LED indicators that people really like to see when those outputs are powered, and that's what those LEDs indicate. And we have the enclosure or sub-panel mount, and we also integrate circuit breaker switches on the secondaries and even the primary inputs on our power supplies. So a lot of great products here. However, I want to hone in on a certain product. As you can see, there's a product overview. We have relays, current sensors, power supplies. That's that trifecta. Peripheral devices. That's like BACnet, which is and also the network compatible BACnet devices. Peripheral devices are maybe some logic boards, power control, UPSs, everything you see there, and all of that can be seen on our website. But the idea of this RIB report is to zoom in and focus in on one particular product. And today, we will be covering the dry contact input RIB relays that we offer. And out of the thousands of tech calls that I get, it's not one that comes up often, but when I do, or when it is brought up, it's almost like this unsung hero. It's one that may not be as well known, but it really does help to save the day here. So our dry contact input relays do help save the day in that when somebody needs a class 2 control signal to control the relay contacts, this relay has it to offer. These relays can be activated and controlled by a wide range of dry contacts that are out there to choose from, whether it's a thermostat with a dry status or an on-off switch or push buttons or either of other pilot relays to control the status of that dry contact input. Also, solid-state switches work great to control these devices. And again, prepackaged, easy to install, saves time, saves money. And the relay contacts on these devices, they are dry, they are isolated. So our power input and that dry contact input isolated from the relay contacts. So you can use the push button to control the 120 volt fan or a high voltage pump motor or something like that. Another big thing here is the time delay models that we have to offer. So again, some really great offerings with the dry contact input relays we have. So what can dry contact input relays do? Well, like I said a little bit before, the dry contact input is what controls the relay. And as you can see, kind of on the right-hand side, is a diagram of the rib. This particular one is the rib 21 CDC, and it uses input power anywhere from 120 to 277 volts AC on the black and the red wires, and that's a constant source of power there. But ultimately, it's the dry contact input, which is that white/blue, white/red, that pair of wires, that sends a signal into the brain, to the control circuit, to say, hey, energize the relay coil. And in the end, the normally open contact then closes, and then the normally closed contact opens when that white/red, white/blue, when those wires are touched together. And I think I mentioned before, but there is a class 2 rating on that dry contact input. So that voltage it's roughly 24 volts DC, and it's at the microamp level of current. So of course we have amps, and then we go into milliamps, and even below that is microamps. So it's very low current, very low level current, but around 24 volts DC, which really opens up the possibilities to use just about anything to switch the white, blue, and white-red wires. And throughout this presentation, I'll mention some blogs that you'll see on our website, and one in particular is a blog that one of the engineering coworkers he wrote, David, and it talked about how those dry contact input signals can extend for thousands of feet before the signal even drops off. So it's a nice thing because when it is class 2, you don't need conduit or anything like that, and you could even use like a Cat5 or Ethernet cable or something that's not on the network, but use that to switch that dry contact input signal. And finally, we have the 10 amp, 20 amp, and 30 amp relay options to choose from. So where can dry contact input relays be used? So I want to use this webinar especially to show some different applications of the dry contact input relays and across the whole board of the options that we have. So the first one, of course, the BAS controllers, building automation system, those controllers with digital outputs. So if it's a controller, whether it has a solid state digital output or mechanical contact digital output, and when I say digital output, that just means it's either on or off, open or closed. Well, our dry contact input relay can be connected to that, and that would be able to send that signal to the control circuit to then have that relay turn on a 120 volt fan motor. So obviously you can't connect the 120 volts to the controller unless you want to buy a new $1,000 controller. But our RIB relay, dry contact input relays, are the great middleman to take that signal from the controller and switch on and off that fan motor. Again, the class 2 dry contact input wires, it's a big deal. Moving right along here is another application. So if you have a magnetic reed switch, this is just an example, and I will preface this with our dry contact input relays aren't limited to just these applications. The sky's the limit with some of this stuff, so don't let me restrict some of the ideas that you might have. But so if you have a magnetic door or window switch, and let's say that there's an overhead door or garage door and you want to turn on ventilation or turn off ventilation if the garage door opens, or turn on some lights or turn off the lights or something like that, that's a great opportunity for our dry contact input relays. Of course, residential, commercial, industrial, our products are covered in those situations, and all you need is that magnetic reed switch to command that dry contact input to tell the control circuitry to energize the relay coil or de-energize the relay coil. Great application there. Also, interlocking loads. So sense with in this particular instance, a current sensor is used to sense when a electrical heater turns on, and if the heater is load 1, then as soon as that heater is sensed and that signal goes back to the dry contact input relay, it can turn on the second load, which is the fan motor in this case. So, when one load comes on, turn on the next load. It's what we call interlocking the loads, and these dry contact input relays are great for that application. And also the current sensors that we offer, you'll see those on our website. That's a great pair. One that I've heard kind of recently is the appliance garage relay. So this has especially come up in Canada, where it's a requirement to disable or cut the power from a receptacle that's inside one of those appliance garages, if that's what you want to call it, that's maybe on your countertop in a kitchen or something. And let's say that there is a receptacle in that little cubby area or appliance garage area to make it easy to plug in your coffee maker. Well, our relay, along with, again, those magnetic reed switches, can be used to control the power to that outlet so that, when you open the door, the outlet is live. You can pull out your coffee maker, make your coffee. When you're done, turn off the coffee maker, slide it back in the garage, close the door, and power's cut. Great option for that is that RIB 01 BDC that you see there. Also, we have some time delay models here. It's the new updated versions, the RIB D01 BDC and the O2 version as well. And so those are delay on make and delay on break, and it's both in one package. Really makes it convenient. You have 1 to 30 seconds or 1 to 30 minutes as a delay option. And this is a new product, so get it while it's hot. Some applications with those delay relays is like a delayed exhaust fan application, to where, again, using a current sensor to sense when, in this instance, a light is turned on in a bathroom, and as soon as that light turns on, the switch is closed, light turns on, current sensor picks up the current flow, sends a signal back to the delay relay to turn on the fan. And then somebody's finished with their business, turn the light out. This delay relay, you could set it to 15 minutes and say, you know what, keep the air moving in the bathroom to really pull out the stagnant air, the stinky air, or whatever, and keep the fan running for however much time that needs to happen. And there is a tech blog post, August 30, 2016, that covers that. Great resource there. Also, delayed air curtain application. So I don't know if you've ever walked into like a convenience store or entrance of a sliding glass door or something, but those fans that blow your hair down when you walk in, those are air curtains, and our delay relays are perfect for that, to prevent short cycle of those air curtains, so that if somebody walks in, closes the door, it could wait about 30 seconds so that if another person walks in 15 seconds later, it's still on and running. Also, these not the delay relays, but any of our dry contact input relays can be used as more of a conventional relay, where the signal is the line voltage, the 120 volts. If you don't need the dry contact input, then you can take a wire nut and connect those two wires together, and that makes it so that the 120 volt signal is, well, the 120 volt input voltage is now the signal to turn on and off the relay. So that covers some applications, but what options are available with the products that we offer? And so first we have the 10 amp relay models, and here you can see we have NEMA 1 plastic housing, that's in the gray, that's our most popular of this RIB 21 CDC. We also have a red housing, and also a NEMA 4X weather tight plastic housing. and it includes that rubber grommet as well. So pretty convenient option there. We also have the 20 amp relay models available, and we have 120 volt input and also 208 to 277 volt input power options. Also, we have 20 amp relays with the override switches, those handoff auto switches, and the options come again 120 or 208 to 277 volt AC input power. They also come in single pole single throw or on the left, or single pole double throw on the right. We also have those 20 amp delay models that were mentioned earlier. Again, delay on make and delay on break. That's what the DOM and DOB stand for. Delay on make, delay on break. And it comes in one box. Before it was two different model names you had to look for and choose. Now it's the same thing in one box. And they come in two flavors, 120 volt AC input or 208 to 277 volt AC input power. And again, those dry contact input, it's the low voltage 24 volts that helps to control that timing element. And finally, we have our 30 amp relay models here. And these only come on a track mount version, so no enclosure here. But you have 30 amp rated relays, and so 120 volt input or 208 to 277 volt input options are available here as well. So that covers all of our relays and our applications. And now I just want to kind of give some credit toward some key players, key family members that we have at Functional Devices, our functional family, our sales support team, Dolores, Karen, Amy, and Olivia, some great coworkers, and really hardworking people too. I've easily every day interact with each one of these people, and whether it's a customer referral, tracking your order, seeing if something is available on our shelves or when it could be available, giving price quotes, setting up a return if who knows if something happened, heaven forbid, but if a return is needed, or even a catalog request if you want a physical catalog in your hands. All you need to do is ask any one of these people, Dolores, Karen, Amy, or Olivia, and even contact us, sales@functionaldevices.com. We'll be happy to help you out. And our outside sales team. Again, I interact with these people at least once a day, certainly once a week, each one of these people. Kale, Tony, Eric, Angie, Dave, Matt Holder, Blake, Rick, Nick, and Matt Orr. Great team of salespeople, and it is an honor to work alongside them, and it's an honor to work for Functional Devices as well. Engineering and tech support. So these are the other engineers that takes tech support calls. If you don't talk to me because I'm busy, then you could be talking to Tim, Henry, Jim, or Noah. They are just as competent in everything RIB and knowing so much about our product. Tim, Henry, Noah, and Jim still do more of the design level of product, but still everybody does research. We know every single one of our products, but if for some reason we don't know an answer or can't give you an answer, we will do everything we can to collect the necessary information to give you an answer on any RIB question you have. Even a product recommendation, you're looking for a RIB product to complete your project. And again, so that's support@functionaldevices.com. Feel free to email us. And we are actively involved with development of products. If you have an idea, feel free to share it. We will do everything we can to maybe make that become a reality. Also, did you know that most of the examples that I gave today are from our Tech Blog series, our Tech Tuesdays, and over 7 blog entries are used with these dry contact input relays. However, a wide range of other products and applications are covered with those blogs that are written not only by myself, but the other engineers. So be sure to browse through those and some good reading there. Also, I want to take note of our website. All the product information you need is at your fingertips on our website, whether that's spec sheets, data sheets, any kind of wiring diagrams. You can look at our product catalogs, track your order on our website, locate a distributor, even see some FAQs, some frequently asked questions. Great resource there at your disposal. And finally, we are active in all of the mainstream social medias: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. And in fact, this presentation, this webinar will be on YouTube, I'm sure, in a short time. So you'll be able to see it there. And that is it. Thank you for attending the RIB report. I hope I didn't fly through too much there, but I do appreciate your attendance here to this webinar, and be sure to check out our website for the recording of this webinar if you'd like to check it out again. I'm sure there will also be a PDF, and you can check out those links to some of those blog entries that we have. Again, thank you for attending. Thank you for letting me introduce the dry contact input relays, and hope you all have a great day. Stay healthy and safe out there, and yeah, talk to you later.